The Glansgruvan trail lies by Glan, the lake northwest of Herblaka in the municipality of Norrköping. Here you'll find cultural heritage sites and remains of iron and lime processing by Glan's mine, along with ruins from the Glan lime works. Surrounding them is also a unique flora, which only Öland and Gotland can even partly match. A part of the footpath was once the county road between Norrköping and Finspång. The oldest remains in this area date from the 16th century and are in the form of blast furnaces where the ore was refined into iron. In the mines, the method used to mine was fire setting. Fires were set on a mountain, making the rock brittle and cracked. That allowed the mountain to be mined with giant crowbars and other tools. One fire setting allowed approximately 10 centimeters of rock to be mined. To mine ores in this fashion was normal enough in Sweden until the end of the 19th century, when dynamite took over. In the area along the footpath, there are also 20 mine pits and test mines for seeing if the mountain was suitable. Most of the mines remain as water-filled pits guarded by stone walls. The deepest of them go down as far as 122 metres, some between 30 and 70 metres, and some just 10 to 15 metres deep. To mine ore here naturally involved great risks for those working in the deep and dark holes, potential for disasters that could have horrible consequences. Ore mining was at its most intense up to around 1750. Mining stopped entirely around 1800. The lime mining started at Glansgruvan in 1613. The lime was delivered among other places to the cannon factory in Finspång by boat across the nearby lakes Glan, Dovern and Skytten. The limestone was burnt in furnaces for iron smelting. Later, the lime was used as a fertilizer on the soil. The primeval limestone that the workers processed is inconceivably old. It was created approximately 2 billion years ago. Compare that to the limestone on Öland and Gotland, which is only about 400 million years old. With more modern approaches, the lime mining started again in 1920 and the business continued until the late 1950s. Drillers, blasters, loaders and train drivers worked here. Usually there were 12 men working the lime mine every day. They did smaller blasts on a daily basis, one larger blast a week, and their greatest blast was done once a year. The workers handled and lifted rocks as heavy as 40 kilos. These were loaded onto wagons, which carried around 2 tons, and were pulled down to the kiln by steam locomotives. 50 to 60 tons of limestone were transported every day. Those who loaded the lime into the wagons could manage 8 or 9 wagons per work shift, which represents about 16 to 18 tons. The pay for their effort? In 1950, it was around 25 to 30 crowns per day per person. At the kiln, they worked in 3 shifts, all day and night, as the kilns were fired using hard coal and firewood. There was no equipment for measuring the temperature in the furnaces, so they had to fire at full capacity at all times. Below the kiln, the lime was stored in this building, which today lies in ruins. The lime was eventually transported to the customer by truck or railway. Welcome to the trail around Glan's mining field and Glan's lime works. Here, the smoke from the mines and the lime kilns has long since drifted away. The sound of steel hitting stone, rumbling from pneumatic drills and panting of the steam locomotives have all come to a stop. Nature has slowly started to reclaim the area, but the tracks are in the ground forever. The trail's around 3 kilometres long and goes through varied terrain. So come and experience historic traces of hard labour and the dazzling diversity of nature.